Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt. I'm going to talk about the franchise title. Why is why they doing this? The WBC sanctioned bodies and where they started from, which y'all should know. It started with Canelo Alvarez, the face of boxing, the person who got the best resume besides Manny Pacquiao right now, right? And I would say that some people saying I've seen some people boxing channels, they said it was over money, profit, with the WBC body. They didn't want the face of boxing leaving them or whatever, and Canelo Alvarez already had a history with them, not on a good not on a good note. I would definitely say that. I think it goes back 4 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, or something like that, when he got the WBC strap in at 160 pound division. And he didn't want to fight. He was mandatory, I think, to fight Triple G, but he gave up the belt, and he didn't. That's what he didn't want to bother. He didn't want to be bothered with. He didn't want to be bothered with the WBC sanctioned bodies. Which, saying, I mean, when you win the belt and you mandatory, that's just the way it is. You know what I'm saying? Now I think Canelo Alvarez. When somebody say he think he's above the belts, and I don't know if that's true or not. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. I don't know. But the thing is, the reason why, because the WBC, they want they want to keep him on their roster, in their company. You know what I'm saying? And that's money. That's money for them too. At the same time, the WBC sanctioned bodies. But this had to stem to him didn't want to fight another mandatory too at the same time. That's the only reason why I would think, because they had a funny feeling that they must have talked to Canelo Alvarez saying that so he must have told him, or that he must have gave him a hint or something like that, or about him not fighting a mandatory. Or this goes back to 4 or 5 years ago, right? But I was definitely say this: it's not Canelo. It's not, to a certain degree, it's not Canelo Alvarez's fault. But it is his fault to a certain, on the other hand, because you know why? He accepted that franchise title, or it's not a belt. Not that I know, I could be wrong, but I think it's a title. It's not a belt. You can't transfer it to anybody else, right? But yourself. But like I say, it's always like the years go, the years pass, whatever, and in any sport, it's going to change. Rules is going to change, right? And this is what they're doing, and this is what we got to somewhat live by. And if nobody else ain't going to step up and make a change and not accept that belt, then it's going to continue on doing it. And that might not even do nothing either if you don't accept the belt or whatever. They still going to do what they still might do what they want to do anyway to sanction the bodies, right? And then I would definitely say this, and then now Lomachenko got a franchise belt, franchise title. Saying the WBC strap, but he didn't defend it either. I mean, I think Canelo Alvarez did defend his belt, but Lomachenko haven't, and they gave it to him, and he accepted it. And Jamal Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez might not happen. Then Devin Haney might not happen with Lomachenko, and I would say Bob Arum has some. He has some say so in him getting that title, and they said, well, I wouldn't say the whole boxing is corrupt. I think sanctioning bodies is corrupt, and some channels said that, I think it was the IFBP channel, and I think Goodfellas Sport channel, and I think any other channel out there said they don't like this look. It's not a good look. It's not right, which I agree with it, but it's the way it is now, right? But people's not, one thing people's not talking about too at the same time, they're not talking about Devin Haney and Jamal Charlo. It's another flip side about that, because they talking about the sanctioned bodies is wrong, and and Canelo Alvarez is ducking, and Lomachenko's ducking Jamal and Devin Haney, right? Which that might be the case. I don't know. It could be the case. I mean, I'm leaning towards duck, but saying they still fighting. Canelo Alvarez and Lomachenko are still fighting. They're not retired, right? And it might not be a duck, but we definitely see because they have plenty of other opportunities to fight these fighters that they didn't fight yet, right? Like Jamal Charlo and Devin Haney. But the thing about it is, I would definitely say this: if they go back down a weight or go up a weight or something like that, well, I don't think Lomachenko's going up a weight. His aim will probably go back down, but now he's saying that he might stay up at he's going to stay at 135. Canelo Alvarez, now we don't know what he's going to do. I don't think he's going to stay at 175. I think he's going to go back down to 160, maybe 168. But it's still lions and monsters at that weight division, right? For Canelo Alvarez, I think Lomachenko got an easy road if he go back down. But if he do that, it's going to make him look bad already. Him taking that title is not making him look even better. For Canelo Alvarez too, you know. But I would definitely say that it's still when it comes to Canelo Alvarez, because he's the face of boxing. Lomachenko, I don't know why. I don't know how he got it, but the reason why these two really got it to a certain point because of they're skilled fighters. But Canelo Alvarez got a better resume than Lomachenko. He's the cash cow. He's the face of boxing. He's bringing in money. Lomachenko don't bring in no money. He's not the cash cow. His resume is not great. It's okay. He don't got a Hall of Famers on his resume like that. I think, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why he got it. And that makes Canelo Alvarez accepting that title look even worse now because they gave it to Lomachenko too at the same time. That's what nobody's not talking about either. They're not talking about this. You know what I'm saying? And another thing too, other people's not talking about this franchise title and them giving people belts. Watch this, what I'm about to say. Jamal Charlo and Devin Haney didn't have to accept the belts. That's just like when Canelo Alvarez and Lomachenko accept the title, accepting the franchise title. They didn't have to accept that. It wasn't forced on them. You could ask Mauricio Sulaiman. I bet you if you asked them, they want to be a franchise champion, and they all agreed to it. Lomachenko and Canelo Alvarez. Just like Jamal Charlo and Devin Haney accepting that belt. When they gave it to him, they gave it to him, but they didn't have to accept it. So you are part of it. It's just like this. It's just like this. Like if you got a mother or parent in the household, I just use mothers, right? And your mother knows that you selling drugs, and then she don't like people selling drugs, but the money that you making, bringing in the house to pay the bills, and she still take the money. She's part of the problem too. You see what I'm saying? You can't, if you don't like something, but you still accept that whatever they're giving you, you part of the problem. You see what I'm saying? It's just like Devin Haney and Jamal Charlo. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Now boxing is going to be what it is now because people are accepting it, and you got your choice. You got a choice to accept it or don't accept it. I don't think they're not going to. The WBC sanctioned bodies is not going to be mad about that or upset. It's going to be up for grabs for vacant. And you know one thing is with that. You know one thing is now they talking about Jamal Charlo and Canelo Alvarez has been talked about, and Lomachenko's been talked about. Jamal and Devin Haney is getting talked about because their belt has been handed to them. They call them charity case or paper champions, not real champions. You just giving that belt. You know what I'm saying? And you know one thing is at the same time, the WBC sanctioned body should have said well, this is a vacant belt. Devin Haney fight for this belt. Jamal Charlo fight for the belt. And you know somebody who won a vacant belt is more respectful than getting the belt handed to him. You see, even though the person they fighting is not like on their level or a C level fight, even a B level fighter, but at the same time, it'd be respected a little bit more than getting your belt handed to you. That's messing up their legacy. You know what I'm saying? Devin Haney and Lomachenko and Canelo Alvarez and Canelo Alvarez, Lomachenko, Jamal Charlo, and Devin Haney. It's messing up all their legacy at the same time because they're both accepting this, which is not right. in my opinion, and not just my opinion. Other people look at anybody else's channel who's saying the same thing I'm saying, but they're not saying it. They're not talking about Jamal and Devin Haney accepting the titles. But I think they are. I think they did mention it. Say some of them were saying this, man, don't accept that title, throw it away, whatever, and all that. But they are part of the problem too. You know what I'm saying? But that's just my my say so on the franchise title and what it why the things of what it is because of the WBC sanctioned bodies and why they did it, because it stands for Canelo Alvarez, not because if he did wanted to fight a Jamal Charlo, this would never happen, I don't think. But he had to give them a hint, or he must have talked to him or something like that. And I think this probably going to because Jamal Charlo is mandatory, and Canelo Alvarez don't like he being forced to be facing somebody. But that's just part of boxing. But some people would say, "Who is you to think you above the belts or above boxing?" But you know what? I can't be mad about that. But look at what Floyd Mayweather did. He kind of changed boxing too, because they are going by his. They are following his blueprint, but that's not his fault to a certain degree, because they are their own man. So they chose their own path. And if you're gonna choose the Floyd Mayweather blueprint, hey, I can't be mad about that, because Floyd Mayweather was a diva. Canelo Alvarez is a diva too. You know what I'm saying? But it's a little bit different with Floyd Mayweather in the sense of how he went by doing his thing to a certain degree, because you can see everybody else is like a little bit watered down. His was like a little bit, because he the first one did it. It was, I mean, I'm not saying the fighters that he did was on his level. Of course, a lot of people was not on his level, because his skill set was different from everybody else. The way he moved around the ring and stuff like that. He used his shoulder rolls and stuff like that. I'm talking about Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking about he got to Canelo Alvarez young, but yeah, he did get to him a little young, but Canelo Alvarez was like 24 years old, but his record wasn't young. He had 40-some fights at that time when he fought Floyd Mayweather. I think 39 fights or 40-some fights. You see what I'm saying? So he wasn't as in fighting people. He wasn't young. He's just his age. But he didn't want to ask for the fight, and then Floyd Mayweather would say, "Okay, I'm gonna give you the fight." Canelo Alvarez was the harder puncher. He was the younger fighter. He had advantage. He had advantage in coming in the ring. But at the same time, I know I'm getting off the topic. But at the same time, what y'all think about what I'm talking about? Leave a comment at the bottom of my page. Subscribe to my page. Like my page. Hit the notification bell for new videos from me. This is JT from Above and Below the Belt.